Friday real estate market update, going over the most important counties in here, Southern California, and what they've done in the last 7 days. We want to go over all the trends, everything that's happening with them. Has it gone up? Has your home gone down? Is the market hot? Is it not hot? What we see in the future and all the news that's happened in the last 7 days. Hi, my name is Troy from the House Heroes, and this is...
I'm Ryan from the House Heroes.
Yes. And we just want to jump right into this because there's just so much news information and so much numbers that's happening here in the 4 counties. We got to get to it real quick here.
And I could spend all day talking your ear off and geeking out. There's just so much data that's coming out now. But end of the day, we always say, whatever's happening on our cell phone is the bellwether. It tells me what's going to be going on for the next week, month, and year. When this thing's ringing, the market's hot. When it's not ringing, I start worrying. So right off the bat, I just posted a link to an article on Facebook. If you guys want to read it and really geek out with numbers and see charts and drill down and take links and chase down that rabbit hole, be our guest. But one of the economists that we follow and really feel has his finger on the pulse, Logan, has written another article, and he calls them the crash bros, the ones that are out there, trying to doom and gloom and make everybody worry. And the ones that are spouting a lot of this doom and gloom, the market's going to crash, or these delinquencies, all of this stuff, a lot of those people out there, you have to look at what their role is in the market, and a lot of them are out there trying to pick up your home on the cheap. So I've seen the ads for the flippers out there, the We Buy Ugly homes, and a lot of those are really pushing the doom and gloom. So really read through the details, and you got to make your own opinion. So here's another headline that rolled through. It's official: the U.S. won't see a housing bubble crash anytime soon. So after holding out for July 15 housing data, their analyst is making the call, and he says that we've seen the deep V recovery, and he expects this to be only going one way, and that's up. So we've seen forbearances fall. They've fallen below a threshold that people were looking for of 3 million. So that's just another indicator. It's part of the mix that's going to this cake on whether or not they feel the real estate market is going to be hot or not. And they're now saying that they still don't think this is from Black Knight. They're saying they don't think that delinquencies in mortgages will be recovered until March of 2022, I think it is. But when you really start pulling apart the data, where are the hard hit areas? And they break it down for you. They're talking about areas like Nevada, where obviously you have a lot of tourism. You've got gambling and things like that, with a lot of that shut down and scaled back. You've got New Jersey. You've
gambling there too.
You've got these areas in like Texas, Odessa, Laredo, McAllen, which are heavy oil and gas markets, which are seeing their own hit, partially COVID related, but also just from global economic, oil and gas markets, and then tourism heavy areas like Miami, Hawaii. But if you guys are looking at maybe picking up a second home, VRBO, Airbnb, these are great areas to be looking at. So really, you should be looking at this data. If you're out there, if you're an investor, you should be looking and seeing, hey, when things start to get back to normal, what markets are still going to have a little bit of a cool buying opportunity, because these defaults, they take about 12 months minimum to work through the system before you see anybody really need to be dumping their properties or any potential foreclosures rolling through. But they're expecting it to be such a trickle. And really it's going to be, they're feeling concentrated in these areas where they've got, layers of issues, not just one issue going on. And that's why we're seeing this. What do we see here, Troy?
Home prices rose to record highs last week. It's week over week. It's happening every week. And it's kind of interesting, where all the news information that we're giving out is just all happy, and a lot of people out there just don't understand it. But for us, as a real estate agent, when you're going out showing homes and there's a line of 4 or 5 people outside of a lot of homes, or, last night I showed 2 different clients the same home, right? Which is crazy, which there were 5 other buyers there. And then I received a text as I was driving away saying there's no more showings there, and that the seller has accepted a $35,000 over asking all cash offer. And then you're looking at it saying, well, I just wasted my time here. And my clients, were a little heartbroken because that was a really nice home. That's the market, and I've tried to make that point to most of the buyers out there. You need to be realistic when you're out there. When you're with your agent, you're either in it to win it or you're just a looky-loo. And there's a separation of people. In it to win it, you get with your agent, say, hey, this is a hot area. Simply going to the house and seeing all kinds of people. Last weekend, another home I went to, they cut off at 50 groups of people.
Yeah, I had 67 groups of people the other day.
Right.
It's like, man, over 2.5 days.
It's
nuts.
We can't say it anymore. Listen to your agent. If he says to go 20,000 over, it's for a reason. It's not because any other reason that he, greed, or he's there to help you out. You would definitely want to listen to him and follow the instructions. Follow what it takes to get your offer accepted.
That's it. End of the day, I was telling my client the other day, look, I don't want to spend any more of your money than necessary to get you in this house. But if I let you come in short and you lose this house, you're going to be spending more for the next house. And inevitably, it's always not as nice, So you really want to just, what's the number that I need to be at to get this house now? Because this is what we're seeing. If you read down a little bit further in this article, I know it's a little hard to see on your screen, but it's saying that home sale prices have made the largest increase on record, jumping 15% year over year for the week ending October 4th nationwide. That is nuts. And this is according to Redfin and Case-Shiller. So it's a national home price survey, and that is absolutely nuts. And that just goes back to our previous conversation about these delinquencies and defaults. Hey, just because you're behind on payments doesn't mean you don't have equity. You have the ability to sell that home and walk away with cash in your pocket. And because of that, people don't need to dump their homes, and they don't need to be foreclosed on. And that's why we really don't think that we're going to see many foreclosures coming down the pipe, because people have built equity. People are able to refinance for a lower rate. And that's one of our next slides that'll be rolling to here as well is rates. But what's nuts is the luxury market. We felt that the entry-level buyer market was going to be hot, but what's absolutely en fuego is the luxury market. When people with money, big money, smart money are saying, hey, we feel comfortable about this economy and we're going to go buy that mega mansion. Hey, 30 million, let's go. 4 million, let's go. Just my idea of luxury, 2 million, let's go. They are getting gobbled up because the sentiment for the rich is that this market is going to continue to be gangbusters. They want to take advantage of low rates, and they're jumping in this market. So we've seen luxury home sales rise 41.5%, making the biggest jump since 2013. Yeah. That is something that we didn't predict, and it is nuts. What's interesting is the number of affordable homes, that number they're saying dropped 4.5%. Why? Because there is absolutely no inventory. So, we pretty much cover most of this here as well, but buyer showings is one key stat. Just think about this. Buyer showings are up 61.9%, Troy, compared to the same time last year. And we've now got 400,000 fewer homes on the market. This one here is showing the drop just over the last month. There's, we just see the housing inventory just drop. Just, it's nuts. So demand's high, and inventory is at an all-time low, and rates are also at an all-time low. So did you see what the 30-year fixed loan fell to, Troy?
It's definitely in the mid twos.
Yeah, 2.81.
2.81, okay.
Absolutely nuts. So, all right, let's get to Troy's numbers. How many REO?
Again, it's nominal. It's the Mendoza line is 200. We're in the 130s, and it's just there literally is virtually calculated less than 1% of 1% in Southern California. So there really is no REO. Let's go to actually some of the hot spots here. We're going over the 4 counties real fast with you. We're seeing the consistency of amount of homes that are hitting the market here in Los Angeles, and fairly consistent of what we're seeing going pending. So, unfortunately, the actives are actually lower than the pendings. Again, we keep clawing away at the inventory that we have, and we're coming down to a little over 2 months worth of inventory. It's just getting really bad. The solds here went down in Los Angeles, Los Angeles County, I should say, in the last week. I just think it's the funding. Again, we're back to the lenders can't fund. They're so far behind. They've taken on too much. And I think that's a big issue that a lot of people don't want to address, but we're going to address here. So let's go ahead to Orange County. And as we're going to see the next 3 slides, Orange County, Riverside, San Bernardino, the actives there's just no actives compared to pendings and solds. They're just being crushed. Anything that hits the market, you better buy it. If you go out of escrow, it's because you can't get the appraisal to appraise and you don't have the difference in the money. That's the only thing I'm seeing people walking away, is that they can't make up the difference from the appraised value to what they offered, and they've actually released their appraisal contingencies. Outside of that, there's just nothing. It's you're in it to win it, on these homes. So let's go to Riverside, Ryan. Same thing. The numbers in Riverside and San Bernardino County, the affordability factor, we are absolutely waiting. Absolutely. And, I'm telling you, the entire Southern California is waiting for the FHFA to come out and give out their new guidelines on their home pricing, and what they'll lend on. It went up about 6 or 7% last year, actually about 2 or 3% last year. I got to see it go up 6 or 7% this year. I know, in Riverside County, I think we're right around 500,000, and that's it. And that's what's holding a lot of property values from going up, is what the actual what Fannie, Freddie, and then private and major bank lenders will lend out, because they anything above that, you have to come in with cash, and so that's what we're running into. Again, look at this county and San Bernardino. I used to find a ton of $200,000 homes.
Yeah.
The medium home price, and go ahead and go to the next one, Ryan. The medium home price is in the mid 3. Actually, it's 400,000 in San Bernardino. 400,000. That's absolutely berserk. We're at that point, 400,000. And these aren't 100% finance loans. Absolutely. These are people with 10%, 20% down. Yep. There's no way that we're sitting here and our state is the largest unemployed state in the United States. And then we're in an absolute housing boom. Numbers don't make sense. I keep saying that over and over. Nothing makes sense. That for every home, there's probably 6 or 7 buyers for it in this state. I've seen 30 offers, 15 offers, 18 offers constantly on homes. There is I just think there's an issue here that's greater than us, and it's in the politic realm, which we absolutely don't want to get into. But and when I talk to people, unemployment is not really affecting the housing market at all.
We talked about it back in the past. Those who are unemployed, it's never good, but a majority of the unemployed were in positions where, they're at a stage in their life where they're not going to be a home buyer. So, it's a lot of the travel industry, the retail jobs, it was jobs where, hey, this person's, it's normally a younger demographic, they're not at that stage in life when they're going to be home buyers, and they're not homeowners on average, right? I'm not saying everybody, but yes, a vast majority of them. And so where the biggest hits to unemployment numbers wise is they're just not home buyers. They weren't at that stage. So, we've had some clients, that have, hey, we've lost an income here or there. Most of them are in industries where they think they're going to get picked back up really quick. And so we have seen the effect, and it sucks,
Yeah.
We're out there like, oh, no big deal. But what's interesting is, yes, unemployment numbers are high. And, and we've seen it firsthand, as we're, talking to, potential new hires
in our
and
state.
Stuff like that. It's hard to compete with unemployment right now. The people are making more money on unemployment as well. So
people want to stay on it.
They want to stay unemployed.
They want to. We try to hire people, and it's just it's so hard. You get that whole same thing. If you're not going to beat unemployment, their hourly rate. Yep. We're going to stay on unemployment until we're forced off of it.
Until we're forced off.
Right.
So
that's it.
We're not going to see the real unemployment numbers until handouts stop. And that's when it's going to be a little bit more telling what's really going on out there, because shoot, I talk to people all day. They've got vacancies, they've got jobs, and they're having problems filling it.
Right.
So, those people out there that want work, it's there. I understand if you're in a career, and you're, well paid and that's all in your career is in a position where, hey, they're not hiring right now. That can be tough, it's tough to pivot and stuff like that. But what's the effect on housing? It is absolutely non-existent.
It doesn't affect housing.
It is not affected at all.
This is the greatest housing market of all time in a pandemic.
I call it the worst because there's just not enough inventory.
There's not enough inventory.
We got people that want to buy, and we've got nothing to sell them.
Yeah.
It's like walking into the Nike shop and a day after the looting, there's nothing there. So that's what we've got. Like the houses got looted, there's nothing left.
All right, well,
we've got nothing to sell.
Right. So we're hoping again. We keep hoping more inventory with the market.
Yes.
We've seen a mass exodus of people wanting to move out of California. For all their reasons. But those homes are all sucked up the second that anyone hits the market. It's just gone in days. So
and that's it. So if you guys are looking, you're having problems finding a home, and you're looking for some creative solutions, feel free to DM us, reach out to us. One of the things we've really been focusing on is FHA 203K renovation financing loans, because we've got people who they want to move in ready home, but they're getting outbid regularly. They see dated or fixer homes out there. But they can't use their FHA loan to get in it, or they can't use their conventional loan to get in it because it's low down payment, or they don't have the budget once they buy the house to do the rehab. There are options out there where you can go in, buy a home that needs renovation, have the bids from the contractor, and have that lender have that money set aside so you can do the construction right after you buy it. So what we've been trying to do, since there's very low inventory, is we've been trying to create inventory, and it's been successful. You got to get a couple pieces to all fit in the puzzle, but it's doable. And so if you guys are kind of striking out there, looking at renovation financing, might be a way for you to go out there and manufacture the home you want. When I say manufacture, it's not ground up, but put the pieces together. A fixer here, your dream kitchen there, and your lender all in one bucket, and get the deal done. So.
Well, thank you very much for joining us on a Friday afternoon. I know you have plenty of other things to do, but these are important numbers and important information on the news that's coming out, and we're building the case that this market is hot, and in the foreseeable future, it's going to stay hot. So definitely, if you like what we're talking about, hit the follow button. If you like what we're saying right here, you hit the like button as well, and then share with anybody that might be looking at a home or actually beginning to look, or actually in the middle of the process. And then if you have any comments, please comment, and we're more than happy to get back to you, and we're open to any comment that you have to say. So
Yep, absolutely. Thank you guys for joining us. Peace. God bless.
Peace.